right, week 7. Can't believe the regular season's coming to a close here, but we've got conference races and more coming up. We're going to go ahead and break it down here with my man Josh Herner.
Yeah, Progressive Field, the only active ballpark that the Marlins have won World Series games in, is all of a sudden the same place that the Marlins need to get their 2025 season back on track after dropping 4 in a row. Here's how they can do it tonight against the Cleveland Guardians.
The Bobcats have found themselves in some pretty good company. There's only 2 teams in FBS that have started their season with 3 Power 4 opponents. It's them and Notre Dame. That's a challenge that Brian Smith's Bobcats have embraced, and it's going to make them battle-tested as the season progresses.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. The FAC is just unbelievably electric this year. Last year, it was just Jackson and Miami at the top. It was a 2-horse race. This year, the conference is so deep, top to bottom. Chillicothe and Washington Courthouse both are vying for a potential to maybe compete for that top spot in the FAC, and they're both led by first-year head coaches doing it.
Sunny Orlando, Florida in late December. Doesn't get better than this at this time of year. We're here at Universal Studios getting ready to preview Ohio and Jacksonville State in the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. For this year's matchup, I'm Grant Kiefer, Guy Andrew Bowlby alongside me for our final football preview this year. And it comes with some major news for the Ohio Bobcats. A new head coach, Brian Smith, takes over as head coach for the Bobcats.
At last, it was time for shoot around, where Coach Mike really brings the energy.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about offensive line technique? I think a lot of our viewers know offensive linemen as the really big, just tall guys to protect the quarterback. Just what really goes into it that the average fan might not see?
You got an opportunity at a pretty historic program, too. I mean, Chillicothe football's been around for over 100 years, and, really historically great program. Last couple of years haven't really gone according to plan. You put a big emphasis so far on a culture change. How has that looked in your eyes?
Scored probably the most famous goal in this program's history. Not many people could say they were on SportsCenter top 10. What was that experience like?
So it'll be good to have him around.
When's the last time you were his coach?
Oh, man. Growing up, I was always gone, so I couldn't really coach him.
Julian Baker and Ryan Simons have both been the key playmakers for their teams all season long. Let's just say they were tonight as well. Miami Trace scored on its opening drive the last 2 times it needs to have played, but it's early 3 and out here. Jackson responds with a methodical drive on their first possession, and it's Simons slipping through the gap and making a defender miss going into the end zone. Ironman up 7-zip. The Panthers match it with a long drive of their own. Cooper Enoch scores on 4th and goal to tie it at 7-all. Fast forward late second quarter, and Baron Phipps airs it out, but here's Simons at safety getting the INT to flip the field. Jackson at the end of the half, it's soccer player Thatcher Brown from 41 yards out through the uprights to go up 10-7 into the break. Miami Trace now in the third. They milk the clock and march down the field. It's Baker capping it off and taking the lead for the first time, 14-10 Panthers. After a low-scoring affair for the first 3 quarters, the fun began in the fourth. Stay with me now. It's Simons streaking down the middle, give him 95 big ones into the end zone to put the Ironmen up 17-14, and here we go. The Panthers with the response. Baker is cooking. He slips through, somehow gets through the pile untouched, and goes 65 yards to put the Panthers back up 21-7. Come on. Jackson gets it back and drains the clock. Bodie to Simons gives the Ironman legacy. Could be cemented. The go-ahead score with 40 seconds to go. Oh my goodness. Miami Trace, one final shot, 0.6 on the clock, and it is incomplete. Jackson pulls it off and is back in the regional semifinals.
Miami Trace and Jackson have been at the forefront of the FAC the past couple of seasons, and they're shaping up to square off for the league title once again. Let's flash it back to last season. Both teams were having phenomenal seasons entering their Week 8 matchup with a combined 11 wins. Jackson won that one 43-27, taking the FAC title for the 4th straight season. While last year's edition of the rivalry was at Jackson, Miami Trace's seniors have revenge on their minds at their place this season.
I think that's really big for us. I think there's always such thing as a home field advantage. I mean, you got a big section of fans for you. I mean, just them bringing energy helps you almost bring the energy, and then just being at home, you don't have to sit on a long bus ride. It's nice. Just kind of relax all day and get prepared for mentally and physically for the game.
Key players like Trey Robinette and Nolan Johnson have graduated, but both teams returned plenty of talent from last season. For Andy Hall's Jackson Ironmen, their key returners are going to be battling a tough non-league schedule featuring a Division I team and a pair of Division V state title contenders who will prepare the Ironmen for when the Panthers come around on the schedule.
I think it gives your kids experience to be on the big stage, playing against, big-time athletes and big-time programs that are very well coached. And I think anytime you can get that type of experience, it's going to help you, further your playoff run. So, we feel like there's a lot of unfinished business there. And again, this senior class is going to be in charge of getting that done.
Miami Trace head coach Jerry Williams has implemented a similar strategy this year with games against the likes of Logan Elm and Batavia as the Panthers look to toughen up ahead of FAC play.
We got some teams that are going to challenge us this year, and we have to prepare each and every week. I mean, we don't see any week as a week off. We feel that the FAC is going to be very tough this year. Our off-season schedule is very good, and the talent is there, and so we know that we have to bring it each and every week.
At the end of the day, everyone has their eyes on Week 9 when these two square off at Miami Trace, but it's all about getting there first.
Miami Trace has a lot of kids back. Their junior and senior classes are loaded, and I know, they do a great job preparing those kids. And I think going up there this year, that's going to be a heck of a battle.
Definitely special, a chance to win something that this school hasn't won in a long time, home. So hopefully get it done.
Reporting for Gridiron Glory, I'm Grant Kiefer.
Yeah, it's not often you throw around the word elite, but to describe what Julian Baker and Cartier Ligon have done this year, I feel like I have to use the word historic. Let me go ahead and show you why. Ligon has over 1,000 rushing yards on the season already, and most of that has come in the last 3 games alone. He also broke the school's single-game rushing record in Week 3 with over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Baker's been unbelievable as well, though, sitting at over 800 rushing yards, and he's only played in 4 games. Just 2 great players squaring off tonight. Everyone, real quick, allow me to reintroduce you to GG Player of the Year finalist Adam Guthrie. We're going to talk about him later. Early 4th down in enemy territory for Chillicothe. Here goes Ligon, keeping the feet in bounds along the sideline to go up a touchdown early. Now the Cavs, they get the ball back on an INT. Here's Tay Harris now, throwing a laser to Jeremy Kane in the end zone to extend the lead out to 14-0. And what a statement to start the game from Chillicothe. Miami Trace needed a response badly, and they got it with the QB keeper going all the way through the house. Barrett Phipps cut the deficit to just 7. Now late in the half, here comes Miami Trace, and it's Baker to punch it in. Took the refs a second, but they roll it a TD, and we are all square. The Panthers get the ball out of half and take it downfield. Whoa! What a fake. There's Phipps again taking it to the end zone to take the lead for the first time. Chillicothe needs a response. Who else to do it but number 18? It's Ligon again, taking it to the house. What a response. Miami Trace, they're undaunted though. The Panthers drive down the field to take the lead. They go on to win this one, 35-21. All right, a lot happening in this one. We knew this one would be close, but what an entertaining game.
Yeah, what a game. Yeah, it felt like every time someone took control, the other team just took it right back. But I do want to hit on one thing you mentioned, Adam Guthrie in the beginning. And the theme of this one was running the ball. Did anything stand out to you from those O-lines? Yeah, they did. Guthrie and Chillicothe's Hunter Rutherford are their line's anchors. Both have massive frames at over 6'6", both over 300 pounds as well. You can see some of the pancakes here. They make the lives of their running backs easy. Yeah, especially for Baker, whose team got its 6th straight win and stays undefeated. What got them over the hump, especially after that slower start? Yeah, while the Panthers struggled early, they threw everything at Chillicothe, including Guthrie getting defensive stabs here at defensive tackle. But Miami Trace took control by opening up their playbook. We saw a lot of QB keepers with Phipps, and they threw at the Baker downfield more than usual. This play right here, the setup, the go-ahead score, really gave the Panthers all the momentum back that they needed. All right, so first week of conference play done, and we just saw the Courthouse and McLean game too. Let's look at how the rest of the conference fared. Yeah, what a thriller at McLean, like you said, and then Jackson handled business at Hillsborough tonight, winning 56-21. That's their 12th straight conference opener win. All right, I've got good news. There's 4 more weeks of this event in the FAC. Every week there's playoff implications. Buckle up.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Grant Kiefer. Ohio's back at the combo after 2 weeks off, and tonight they are seeking a chance to beat Ball State, who they lost to last January. Tonight also comes with a chance to stop the team's losing skid. Ohio lost to Old Dominion back on the 7th, and as you may know, got boat raced by Miami in the national spotlight last Friday. The national media tour that Ohio got roped into with Miami's recent success is put on hold until the Redhawks visit Athens in March, and now it's time for Ohio to finish strong. That starts with staying out of foul trouble, which has been an issue as of late.
That's a hard job. The thing as a coach is what's a foul, what's not a foul. I thought Hadaway's 3rd foul was not a good call. I think that changed kind of the complexion for him. Even his 4th foul, right? It's like, if you're going to call that, there's 80 other fouls in the game. And, that kind of got him out of sorts a little bit.
Even with some of Ohio's recent struggles, they're still right there in the middle, tied with Bowling Green and Toledo in conference. While the Bobcats can't clinch a spot in the MAC tournament tonight, it's extremely likely in the coming days. Saturday is the team's first opportunity to clinch, as a win tonight and a CMU loss would put Ohio in a win-and-in scenario this weekend against NIU. On the women's side, Ohio's had a good season, and despite their little bit of a losing stretch in January, they've rattled off 3 MAC wins in a row. And tomorrow night at Akron, it could very well be clinchmas for this team. Just like the men's side, top 8 make it to Cleveland, and Ohio has a very good chance at punching its ticket. It's as simple as win and in. Akron would fall to 10 losses, and EMU and WMU wouldn't be able to reach 10 wins. If the Bobcats were to lose tomorrow to the Zips, a Western Michigan loss to Bowling Green wouldn't seal it because EMU is off, but they'd have another chance in their next game. We've been previewing the postseason for OU, but the real thing has begun in high school girls basketball. The OHSAA playoffs begun last night in Athens, coming off an undefeated TVC Ohio title. Showed off its elite defense once more against Miami Trace. They ended the Panthers' season 45-28 and will travel to Sheridan on Thursday night. Down on the banks of the Ohio River, Vinton County playing on the blue court of Gallia Academy, and it was tight throughout. Senior Emma Leeming led the way early, scoring down low, but the Blue Angels took control of the game in the second half, and the Vikings would not be able to take the lead back, falling 50-46 and ending the careers of star seniors Leeming and Kylie Smith. Lastly, in Division 5, Wellston and Meggs didn't have the seasons they wanted, but it could all be thrown out the window with a playoff win. Wellston took control of the game in the second half. Despite Meggs' late scoring, the Golden Rockets will get revenge on their conference rival and win 40-35. Next up is a date with state title contender and top-seeded Portsmouth. That's all we got for tonight. Go ahead and follow @Bobcats Showcase on all of our social media platforms. That's X, Facebook, and Instagram. Tune in to WUB tomorrow night for the Hardwood Heroes playoff preview show. Let's go ahead and send it back to you.